Family, good morning. Welcome to today's program. I appreciate you guys being here. Kyle Henderson, Bama football on YouTube. Good morning to everybody inside the comment box. And welcome to today's program right here, Bama football on YouTube, coming to you from beautiful Tuscaloosa, Alabama. Today's show will be a call-in show, 205-850-1994. Good morning to everybody inside the comment box, and hope that you are off to an amazing feel-good Friday. And if you wake up Bama this morning, thank you very much for joining the program. I always appreciate you guys getting active inside the comment box. Today is a beautiful day, feeling really good and excited to talk some Alabama football and take your calls today. So let me kind of get through the opening segment, say hello, and get all settled in, and then we will start the call-in portion. So feel free to call in today, and we'll chop it up right here on Bama Football on YouTube. Everybody doing okay? Everybody feeling good? How about this shirt, right? Man, I've been busting out the shirts lately. I have I'm 42. Clearly I have polos. I usually wear just like solids or whatever, but I've been kind of busting out the shirts lately. So if this is a little bit too vibrant, sorry about it. But I'm rocking it's actually like a pink. I don't know if you can see it, like what color it is, like on the actual screen. But good morning to you guys. And, I was thinking about it, and I asked the Undefeated, and I asked Facebook as well. I was like, what is the approval rating of Coach Kalen DeBoer, right? And I kind of want to go with that, and I also want to go with what we learned from spring football, right? But I was thinking, so if you could post your approval rating on a scale of 1 to 10 right now for Coach Kalen DeBoer, I'd appreciate it. I just kind of want to go over it and see kind of where you stand. And I think it's interesting, and I have a poll going right now. 62% of you are saying 7 to 8. 35% are saying 9 to 10. And see, that is an important statistic for me. Even after spring football and kind of where we are going into this next season, I feel his approval rating is really high. I'm probably somewhere in that 7 to 8 range. And look, nobody's going to be perfect. There's always going to be different elements of people that we just, don't completely vibe with. But when you zoom out, and this isn't trying to hype up DeBoer, this is reality, okay? We call it as we see it here. And if there's things that need to be addressed, we're going to talk about it. Now, DeBoer, if we rate DeBoer on how entertaining his press conferences are, it's like a 1 out of 10, right? If, we talk about the outside perception of Bama, people think that it's a soft program, right? They don't think that it's the same type of Bama. But that's kind of like opinion type stuff. But the factual type stuff is much more important, and I think really tell the story of where Coach Kalen DeBoer is. I'm telling you, and I think the baseline here for Bama, okay, so stay with me here, and good morning to everybody who's just joining the show. Let me ask you this. What have been the 3 fundamentals? I would say there's 3. 3, maybe there's 4. But I would say, what are the core elements of Alabama football? And they don't have to be associated with, the last regime. Just what is Alabama physically, based on? I would say, to me, the 4 principles are recruiting, defense, running the ball, and I would say, your overall record, or, kind of where you're at making a run for the SEC title game, or, the playoffs. That's kind of where we're at. And I think 3 out of the 4 of those things for Alabama football, if we're just going off of those 4 things, 3 out of 4 of those things are really good and on track under Coach Kalen DeBoer. You want to talk recruiting? Recruiting is the baseline, and I kind of lump in recruiting to retention and transfer portal. It's kind of all in one big stew. And if you put all of that together, even if you kind of section it out, high school recruiting, elite under Coach Kalen DeBoer, elite with Courtney Morgan and DeBoer together, right? 2 top 5 classes after the last regime left. Very, very impressive. Think about the sophomores and the freshmen. Those are the guys that are foundational pieces of Coach Kalen DeBoer. That is his success. being able to get those guys is even more impressive to me, considering how much outside noise there is now about Alabama. There's more outside noise about Alabama football than ever. Everybody thinks that they can attack Alabama. Everybody thinks they can go on the offensive on Alabama. Look, Alabama's dropped some games of the past still season, but look, they made the SEC title game last year, right? Made it to the playoffs last year, and they're loading up for another strong season, okay? So recruiting, very impressive. And I always discuss this. I'm like, I didn't think that recruiting would go this well under Coach Kalen DeBoer. I didn't. I was wrong, okay? How about defense, where you're like, man, I don't like Kane Womack. And I see so many things out there about people not liking Kane Womack. I'm like, how could you not like Kane Womack? Did you know that his first year here, the first season in Kane Womack, and he's going into his third year as a defensive coordinator, okay? Bama was 23 overall in the country in defense. Not terrible, okay? All right, and last year, Alabama finished 13th. 13th in the country in team defense. That's very impressive. And I think that we still continue to trend upward on the defensive side, right? With all the guys that we got coming back. It's a veteran-led team on defense. So the Kane Womack's coming back. Most of the defense coming back. That's another element. So I got recruiting. I got defense, right? Now, the third area is we're having kind of some disconnect, and that is the run game. The run game and the overall offense here at Alabama over the last 2 years has been underwhelming. We know that, and DeBoer has addressed that, right? And that is something that I hope that they focus on. And I know right now it is frustrating because you look at the stats from the scrimmage and you see 31 for 62 or whatever it was. DeBoer addressed that, and he was proactive. He fired the offensive line coach. He felt that that was the issue. He didn't feel it was DeBoer or Grubb. He felt it was Kapilovic. He felt it was the offensive line. So we completely retooled. It would be very frustrating if we stayed in that same arena with Kapilovic and, I don't know, some carryover linemen, right? But you got a whole new offensive line other than Michael Carroll. So that area needs to be addressed. But right now, that is a pressing point, I think, for fans and analysts when they look at Alabama football. They're like, DeBoer has no running game. Alabama's one-dimensional, right? That's how they view Alabama. And I don't think that people think that Alabama has the offense that it once had. I'm one of those guys. I don't. And hopefully that changes with the quarterbacks that we have coming back. But that's one of those things you have to just kind of wait and see. Now, the fourth element is where you at in terms of winning and losing, right? And the first year, didn't make the playoffs. Second year, made the SEC championship game and the playoffs, okay? And, yeah, you didn't reach the title game. It's not good enough, whatever. That's impressive. The college landscape has completely changed. The only second-year coach that has won more games than DeBoer, second-year coach, okay, is Cignetti. Other than that, then it's DeBoer. So my point is, and I'm glad to see the approval ratings high, okay? 63%, 7 and 8, that's where I'm at. Some of you are even higher than that, and it's good to see that you guys understand where Alabama's at. Yeah, and Mask Up Daytona, there's 100%. You could look at the score against Indiana and what Indiana did to a lot of teams. They got backhanded. But it would be much more frustrating to not go into the playoffs. And I'm not looking for moral victories, but you're either going forward or backward, right? And did Alabama go forward or did they go backwards? And from 2024 to 2025, they went forward, right? They're a better team. So this year, is there pressure? There's always pressure. You got to be better than last year. And Alabama is going to lose games this year. They will. Everybody's going to lose games, right? That's just college football right now. It's like the NFL. But you can't get blown out. The nature of the losses cannot be the same. You can't go into some game and get completely outcoached, get your teeth kicked in, and lose 31-6. That can't happen anymore. If you're going to lose a game, all right, a late touchdown, man, we had it. A missed field goal or a long, 60-yard field goal. Dang, what could we do? You can't just get completely outmanned. So that's where I stand right now with Coach Kalen DeBoer, and I'm glad to see it that you have very, good marks in terms of where DeBoer is with his overall approval rating. I'm high on Coach Kalen DeBoer too. Look, nobody's going to be perfect. You're not perfect. I'm not perfect. DeBoer's not perfect. But he's doing a really good job with this program. He's doing the job that he needs to be doing. Recruiting, retention, transfer portal, winning games, representing the program. This is the other thing. You know what? People want to see, I don't know what they want to see sometimes. But would you say, before I move on and I start taking your calls, would you say that DeBoer represents the program with class? Is he a classy person? I think people sometimes view him as super nice, which people are like, oh, he's soft, right? Whatever. There's other coaches out there that don't represent their program like Coach Kalen DeBoer represents the Script A. He's not from here. He has no ties before that to Alabama football. But he's a very respectable person, which goes hand in hand with the brand, right? Very, very respectable. I'm not going to name other coaches, but the coaches out there that don't really represent their program themselves because they might be more of a me type person. DeBoer is not that. So, anyways, I think that he's been a humble cat. I can't imagine taking over for, the former. And I think he's done a pretty good job. And waiting in the queue, we have Cody and we have Kay. So, Cody, let's get right into it. He's been waiting already since the show started, and we bring on Cody from Crestview. Cody, what's up, man? Welcome to the program.
Hey, Kyle. How have you been?
Good to see you, bro. I appreciate you joining us on this beautiful Feel Good Friday. What's going on in Crestview?
Not much. Just, the start of the hour, and it's just busy with traffic now.
Yeah.
Because, people are getting to work and all.
Yeah.
I'm ready for football. That's what I care. That's what I care to see. I mean, like I'm really ready for football. I want my licks back from football, man. I think now we have more of a broader perspective than we once had for the past 2 years. The past 2 years with DeBoer and Grubb.
Mm-hmm.
I still think now, if we stop changing our running backs, but at least we have a good offensive line that can stabilize, not getting to the quarterback and all, we could still at least we could throw the ball short wise, we can do it medium, we can do it long,
mm-hmm.
we can run the ball, we can do anything we choose to. It's just right now in today's league, it matters because of the O-line system. I think in today the metric for college football is more leaning to the O-line, because if you got no O-line, you got no offense.
Mm-hmm.
If you got and then on the defensive side of the ball, the only thing of the metric for that would be your defensive tackles or your linebacker group, because that's where it's going to be fluctuating with. Is he going to fit Xavier Griffin, in my opinion, is
mm-hmm.
A guy I like is a guy I like as a freshman. Xavier Griffin, is he going to play Husky? Is he going to play Bandit? Because he's 220 pounds now. He said he's trying to bulk up to 240 pounds and keep grinding now these days. I would love him to be 240 pounds so he plays that bandit position. But if he wants just to continue going, hey, that's up. If he wants to play all three of them, he's got that potential to be that type of person.
Yeah.
But right now on third year, we've just given more time of more faith in our team, faith in our coaching staff, but also we really have a bigger, broad perspective because of our A-Day. with our team. We have a lot more improvement with this A-Day that we have than the 2 years, because the 2 years we didn't have much to show for it behind the scenes except just practice, because we never had an A-Day. They took it off.
Yeah.
So this A-Day kind of be like, okay, well, we got an A-Day. We got this much to do. We're seeing signs of improvement. We got young people in the O-line system. Let's just see if they're mentally they don't have that rat poison in them, and let's get to work, fellas. So there you go. What about that, Kyle?
Yeah, I appreciate it, Cody. Good to hear from you, bro. I'll answer on the other line, and thanks for calling in as usual, man, from Crestview. Appreciate it, bro. All right, that was our good buddy Cody leading off the show, batting first in the lineup today. 813, you're next. I think the point that I liked that Cody was discussing was in this current world, and it's kind of always been like that, but I think we really saw more of an emphasis with Alabama's offensive line and lack thereof last year, and how it really held this Alabama offense back, right? And you wonder if the Alabama offense was a little bit better, if the receivers caught passes, how good would Alabama have been? I mean, right now, you can't go to social media, you can't turn on ESPN. Who's the number one quarterback right now everybody's talking about? I'll give you a couple seconds to answer. Who is the number one quarterback? You turn on anything, and who is the quarterback that everybody's discussing? Who is it? You can go any different direction right now, and everybody is talking about Alabama's quarterback from last year. I'm like, man, they can't stop. I haven't even heard anybody talk about Fernando Mendoza. It's wild. Everybody's just talking about Ty Simpson. And I'm wondering, and I'm talking more about like NFL draft, right? Because Chris is like Manning. We'll get to Manning for sure. But in terms of like right now, like with the NFL draft upcoming next week, everybody's just talking about Ty. And it's kind of been making me wonder. I'm like, man, he just didn't have the components, I guess, to really take this Alabama offense where it needed to go. He didn't have the protection he needed, I guess. He didn't have the wide receivers catch passes. Because I always wonder about this. If Alabama was catching the football last year, all those drops, how many yards would that have been? I honestly think it would have been like an extra 400 yards, maybe more. And definitely a couple touchdowns, right? Oh, Jarvis, 100%. What's up? So good morning to you guys, by the way. Let me give some shout-outs on the program before we take this next 813, and then we have 713 and a 706. We'll run through these shout-outs real quick, but we got to say what's up to the undefeated. Chris from New Jersey, I appreciate you being here. Amanda Jane, good to see you. I appreciate you. Chris, what's up? We got Bach Ricks in the house. We got Robert Bradley Jr. We got Sherry Jenkins. Good morning to you. BJ, what's going on? We got Crystal Jones out inside the comment box as well. BJ, we got Robert Bradley Jr., Bruce Williams, thank you so much for being here. Herman, I appreciate you always, bro. First on Wake Up Alabama every single day. Nick Smith, what's going on, man? Thank you so much. Thinking about those burgers. Yeah, those burgers went hard for sure the other night. We have Cody, who just called in. Thank you very much, Cody. I appreciate you. Rocket Town, what's going on, man? We have Chris the Bammer. What's up, Chris? Appreciate you joining us right here. Did someone have some good news that happened? I saw you guys celebrating. Okay. Oh, here we go. Miss Crystal says that next Saturday is the 28th wedding anniversary. All right. They'll be in Kansas City, Missouri for her husband's, conference. All right. So congratulations to you and your husband. We appreciate you always being here on the channel as well. And congratulations on your wedding anniversary. I hope you have an amazing time. You're in KC, so I'm sure you'll be doing the barbecue and you'll be getting kind of the royal treatment on that front. Cander, what's up, man? I appreciate you being here. Thank you very much for joining the program. Carl Moore, good to see you, bro. Up in Minneapolis, right? Is that right? We have short game. What's up, man? Mask Up Daytona. I love you, bro. Thanks for being here. Tez World. Good to see you, man. Thank you very much for joining the program. I saw Anna in here too. Anna, what's up? Anna, good to see you from Atlanta. And we have Byron. Good to see you, Byron. Everybody else, Nicole Covington, Miss Nicole Covington. Army 3275. Appreciate all you guys showing up 100%. Definitely drop a thumbs up. And I love you guys and I appreciate the support. Next up, 813. Good morning. You're on the line with Kyle Henderson. Who am I on the line with, and where are you calling in from?
You already know, Kyle. It's Case from Tampa, Florida.
What's up, Case?
Man? Happy to a good Friday.
How you doing, Case? Good to hear from you, bro. Welcome to the program, man. Come with it, man. Good to hear from you.
Hey, man, I'm doing good. I'm not going to be too negative when it came to Coach Kabilovic. I don't like to hate too much, but, he needed to go. I think we all can agree, mutually split up. He was kind of a last-second replacement. I think he went back to Michigan State, but I think he originally came from Michigan State, replacing, Coach Wolford for the offensive line at last season that we had Coach Saban. And, if you look back at that season and the couple seasons before, you could see our offensive line wasn't the standard even when Nick Saban was there. Who was it? Seth McLaughlin transferred after the Rose Bowl loss to Ohio State, and he ended up winning the Best Center Award. So I don't think it's a question of the ability of the players we have, but it was really just the scheme and the coaching for those players in that position. And I think it was kind of a conditioning thing too, that they're not as agile as they needed to be. But regardless I'm positive in the direction that the offensive line is going. I really am optimistic about that. And maybe people just will call me Mr. Optimistic, but I don't see how you can't be happy with Coach DeBoer. All the points you hit on about recruiting and, some people say he's too nice, but I think he's very classy. I think he represents Alabama and the university in a very positive way. I think he really is a good coach. He just really needs to get established. And even with the season that we had, you got to be appreciative, because I don't care what anybody says. I've been watching college football since the BCS, before the even 14 playoff. I truly believe with the expanded playoff and the way that NIL works, it is harder to win a national championship than ever before, just because of the fact that smaller teams can get better players by paying for them. And if you're not a buy team, you have to win more games to get to the national championship and then win the national championship. So I to make it to where we did, to overcome a lot of the problems that we had, you could see all the issues we had early on in midseason, not to mention the injuries and bang up. Ty Simpson, and find out after the fact that he was hurt. I think that the season, it wasn't exactly what we wanted, but it was still successful. And then for you to take what seems like a season that's not up to the standard, getting whooped by Georgia in the SEC championship, and getting whooped by Indiana, the eventual national champions, which is funny. I think that we lose every time. It seems like the last couple times we make it to the playoffs, we lose to the people that end up winning the national championship. If that's any kind of merit, you know what I mean? At least we're losing to them. But I'm very optimistic. Maybe you'll call me goody two shoes or not, but that's where I'm sitting at right now. Unless you got anything else for me, Kyle.
No, I'm good, man. It's good to hear from you, man. Thanks for always supporting the showcase. I always appreciate hearing your take, man. And hopefully you enjoyed our A-Day coverage. It was awesome to Ryan Harris Music rolled up. We had Patriot Life and I hung out, and I just saw Patriot Life just checked in. Good to see Patriot Life. We hung out, Patriot Life and I hung out on Friday. Ryan Harris Music rolled through. King's Family React rolled through. And I think there might have been a couple other people that I might have missed. So A-Day is always a good time for people to get together. And this weekend there's a lot of people in town because of Morgan Wallen and Ella Langley. So Tuscaloosa, you're not going to be able to find a restaurant to be able to eat here in this great city.
Oh, no. It's going to be packed, especially for both Morgan Wallen and Ella Langley. People go crazy for Ella, man. That's the whole city is going to be packed. You won't be able to find a parking spot, let alone a table in a restaurant. People are going to be out in the streets probably.
Yeah.
But I'll say this. I'll leave you with this. And again, it's either if you're an optimist or a pessimist, but I think it's flying by. There's only 141 days till Alabama kicks off. I'm counting the days, man.
That's not bad.
So if
Yeah,
we can make it through 141 days.
Yeah, it's easy.
Been flying by.
Yep.
It's going to be here before we know it, Kyle.
100%, man. Thanks for calling in, Case. I appreciate you, bro.
Appreciate it. Take care. Roll Tide.
All right, Roll Tide team, man. We got a 731 and a 706 coming up next. Well, we got to give a shout out to Michael Hill. Thank you so much, Michael Hill, for the 50 spot on a Feel Good Friday. He says, "Happy Friday, Bama fam." Kyle, and thank you for all your hard work. Always great people up in here, highly blessed and favored as Bama fans. 100%. And that's something that we always are striving for here on the channel, is definitely a connection with the community, but also to say things as they are, but also understand that we're in a good spot, right? And that's why I kind of open up with zooming out on Coach Kalen DeBoer. And it's like, we got a good thing going on right now at Alabama football. Now, year 3 is pivotal. And I promise you, if we have to adjust how we're looking at the team, we will. But if you really zoom out, we got a good thing going on. And a lot of people kind of sleeping on Alabama's offense. In fact, I still can't believe that people feel like the total for Alabama is 8.5, right? For wins. I'm like, 8.5, man. So you definitely got to go over that. And, I think that we just we stay the course. We continue to support the players, support the coaches, and we ride this out. In those first 5 games, I mean, they're highly favorable, and I think they allow Alabama to really establish that offensive identity. If they can match that defense, we definitely cooking, like this next super chat that we got from Patriot Life. And Patriot Life says, "Everybody have a great Friday." Kyle, thanks for all the work that you do. We appreciate it. Well, thank you, Patriot Life. You've been a strong community supporter for so long, and you've done such a great job building up the community. We appreciate your generosity and for being an Alabama football fan through and through, bro. And it's really good to break bread with you, man. Sit down, have a beer, just man to man. That was a time that I enjoy. And I have to say this, Patriot Life, you could tell him, man, we played some Golden Tee, and Patriot Life, when him and I went down to the wire, I think I might have had a bird at the end to win, but that was good times. And another 50 spot from Case, man. Case, thank you so much. He says, "Feel Good Friday is here." Case, I appreciate you more than you know, man. We've become good friends over the phone, always with a good chime in from Tampa, Florida. So thank you so much. You guys definitely taking care of me today, and I really appreciate it. 731, you're up next. Hey, welcome to this Feel Good Friday show. Yeah, you're on the line with Kyle Henderson. Who am I on the line with, and where are you calling in from?
You're on the line with Cander Richardson. I'm from Alexander City, Alabama.
Did you say Cander?
And Cander.
All right, man. What's up, man? I appreciate you being here. Alexander City. Did you say that right?
Yeah.
All right, welcome.
I've got a hot take for you about Cedarian Morgan.
Go ahead, man. I was gonna ask you about Cedarian Morgan, but you beat me to it, man. So go ahead.
I think not only is he going to be wide receiver 3 under Lasier Brooks and Ryan Coleman-Williams, but I think next year he's going to turn into a Jeremiah Smith type, as he's like 6'4", 220, and I think he's really going to be the star receiver for Alabama on Ryan Williams leaves and Lasier Brooks is a junior. I think he's going to overtake Lasier Brooks, and I think he's really going to shine for Alabama. And I wanted to hear what you thought about that.
Yeah, well, listen, number one, you got a great delivery, bro. You're really good on the mic, man. So I don't know if you're like into content creation. You know, most younger people, they are. Some aren't. Whatever it is, man. But you got a really good delivery, so be proud about that. Great question, great observation, great take. Cedarian Morgan, with the large catch radius and what he brings. And I always say this, and you probably heard me say this before. How in the world did he get from a 5-star to a 4-star? Like that was so wrong. I took 2 glimpses.
That's what I was thinking.
Exactly. I took 2 glimpses at his highlight tape, and I was like, must get, along with Crowell. Must gets. Cedarian Morgan, I'm not surprised to see just a little taste of him at the spring scrimmage. And you know what? With Noah Rogers now being out those first couple of games, that wide receiver number 3 spot is up for grabs, and I think Cedarian Morgan is going to get on the field. Did you see him play in high school by chance?
Oh, yeah. I've watched a lot of games with him. I went out to his high school game, and he stands out. He's one of the best players in the country to me in his recruiting class, and I think he could really be a key part for this team.
I 100% agree, bro. So keep calling back. Thanks for the call. Wonderful insight on Sedarian Morgan. I completely agree, man. I think he's got the size. He's got the ability. And look, who knows? I mean, you look to where he's at. Jeremiah Smith, and I get it. You just can't compare anyone to everybody, but he's wearing number 8 for a reason. And we had a great wide receiver in the past, way before I was even here, to wear number 8, and that was Julio Jones. So number 8 don't play, man. I appreciate the call, and thanks for calling in from Alexander City.
Welcome.
All right, man. Take it easy. That's a really good call. All right, 706. Hey,
what's up, Kyle?
What's up, man? Who am I on line with, and where are you calling in from?
What's up, man? Hunter from Augusta, Georgia.
Hunter, what's up, dude? Yo, so we got Hunter from Augusta. So I'm gonna ask you, like, this whole golf deal. Like, what are you like renting your house out? Like, what's the experience for that?
Yeah. If you do not go to it, the traffic is miserable. I would say that.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's a cool. I worked it for the past 2 years. Mm-hmm. So I mean, it's a great experience.
What is like? Give us like
you can't take your phone in. You said what?
So you just do they?
So you can't take your phone in, or like you'll meet so many celebrities. It's amazing.
So do they tell you like to just leave your phone like in the car and like the tickets or something like that, or like do they have phone boxes?
So, like you just can't take your phone in. You have to leave it in the car or whatever, because like people, you know how you got to stay quiet and stuff while they're about to like tip off. Because like if the ringer goes off, then it's going to distract. That's why. You know. But I got one question for you, Kyle.
Go ahead, bro.
So what's like one hidden issue with Alabama right now that nobody's talking about?
One hidden issue with Alabama that nobody is talking about. That's a really good question. I think that the two areas that I'm still cautious right now is the Alabama offensive line play. Like, can we really get a push come SEC time with a younger Alabama offensive line that has really no continuity because there's only one guy that has played there, right? I think that's probably one of the bigger issues. The second issue, I think, is the inside linebackers. We got a taste of them, and they look pretty good, but how are they in actual game situation? I think they're going to be fine. I'm confident with the inside linebackers. Pass rush is another area. But I'll tell you this, and while I'm kind of on a feel-good Friday and I'm really optimistic, I think the one issue that not a lot of people are talking about, and I know this makes people uncomfortable, but I think the one hidden issue that is holding Alabama back is, I'm going to tell you right after this commercial break. Just kidding. No, it is Ryan Grubb and his offensive play calling. I really think that is probably the biggest issue. And I think they did a really good job last year kind of changing the narrative. Today was the offensive line. Changing the narrative to Ty Simpson was hurt. Changing the narrative to this or that. When really, if I really wanted to zoom out and be an outside Alabama football fan, I would have pointed a million times over to the play calling and lack thereof of Ryan Grubb. Now, Ryan Grubb, we're willing to go into this next season and give him an opportunity to showcase that, hey, look, year one wasn't my deal in the SEC, this and that. And year two, he comes back with a vengeance with the quarterback that can clearly operate the offense, which we saw a little bit. But I think that Ryan Grubb, running game, offensive line, I think it starts at the top. I think it is Ryan Grubb, and I think that is right now kind of the hitting issue.
Okay. Could I give you one take what I think?
Yeah, of course, man.
If you don't mind?
Yep.
Okay. I think it's one hidden issue that nobody really talks about is special teams. So, we missed multiple field goals last season. We had the massive punt block against Georgia in the SEC title game that cost us. We missed a field goal against OU in the regular season. Again, in the SEC championship, did Georgia score like one touchdown that was not even in our territory? And the rest was in our territory. What's some other things? Like just punts. Punts wasn't great last season as well. Just all around special teams. Again, in the OU regular season game, Ryan Williams muffed punt
Yeah, and there was another time where we punted. Lazier Brooks tried to make the tackle, missed it, and then the guy was that against Oklahoma or something like that. So regarding special teams, I think special teams, they did make an advancement getting Lorcan Quinn, because all of us felt an anxiety when Connor Talty would go out. But I always say he played better at the back end of the season, which he did. The punter I felt was inconsistent. He was nowhere near as good as James Burnup the year before. So that was kind of an issue. I thought on like returns and kind of when you dive a little bit deeper on special teams, they were good. They weren't great, but nobody talks about special teams, bro. So I'm glad you brought that up. Anything else, Hunter, before I move on?
No, man. As always, roll tide.
All right, man. Take it easy. Thanks for the call from Augusta, man. Appreciate it. Yeah, thank you so much. And we got another super chat up in here, and that is from I think Bruce. Look, okay, so Bruce, is it your birthday tomorrow? Did somebody say that? So Bruce in here with a $20 super chat says this: Kyle in the Undefeated, today is the day that the Lord has made. Say it again, man. Let us rejoice and be glad in it. Tomorrow is my birthday. Oh, yeah, there it is. I am so grateful, and we look forward every day to being in the chat. Yo, Bruce, first of all, man, thank you for your generosity. Secondly, absolutely. This is the day that the Lord has made. Every single day, that's where we start, right? And that's where we end. Isn't it interesting? It's like that's where we start and that's where we end. And we have to be grateful for everything that happens within that day. And that's why when I start the podcast every morning, I'm like, let us remember that, like, this is a blessing just being here in this day. So listen, tomorrow for your birthday, bro, I am, always elated for people's birthdays. So enjoy yourself. I hope that you surround yourself with family. If you're away from family, take time and do something for you, right? Take time to meditate and just pray on your great life. We all are definitely blessed. So, Bruce, thank you so much and happy early birthday. And if we're live tomorrow, man, remind me again, we'll give you another shout out. So with everybody, please say happy birthday to Bruce inside the comment box. I would really appreciate that, guys. Okay. All right, while we're waiting for our next call, we were absolutely cooking. We'll get to it. Looks like we got Jay calling in from Pensacola, but I have to go to another sponsor, which is PrizePicks, okay? The show is presented by PrizePicks. Definitely got to take care of PrizePicks. Please hit the link in the description. Download the app. The promo code to use is HMA. Play $5, get $50 instantly when you use that promo code. The link is in the description, and let me show you real quick. You can go on here and make some NFL futures, all right? So, Jarvis, I need your help, bro, because I know you like PrizePicks, bro, and I got a couple examples up here. So, for example, on PrizePicks, Myles Garrett, 14 sacks this coming season, more or less. I'm going to say less on this. 14 sacks just seems like a crazy number, even though Garrett is the absolute man. I'm saying less on that. Puka Nacua, I think we hit on this a couple days ago. 8 touchdowns. This is a popular pick. I will go with, let's see. I will go with less on that. Let me see if I can get the trackpad working okay. I must say, oh, man, I don't know. I don't mess around with Puka. I pray that I get him on my fantasy football team at some point in time. And then Jackson Smith-Njigba, 1,300 yards for Jackson Smith-Njigba. Oh, man, I think I'll take less, but I think it's going to be close. So definitely check out PrizePicks. Use the promo code, which is HMA. Play $5, get $50 instantly in lineups. They got everything. They got golf. They got basketball. They got soccer, whatever you need. Check them out, and I appreciate you guys doing that. Thank you so much. And thank you one more time to my boy Jarvis inside the comment box. Thank you for all the hard work and dedication. Of course, Jarvis, man. Jarvis, you've been here for so long, and you've seen the transformation of the channel all the time. And one thing that really doesn't change with the channel is the consistency, right? And that's one of the things that I really pride myself on. And there's a lot of great content creators, and I'm really proud of a lot of people in the space that are getting into the space, because it's tough. I think it's easy to kind of jump in and do something, but it's impressive to keep at it. And it takes a lot, for sure. So I got a lot of respect and admiration for people that are in the space, and please support them as well. Watch their shows and stuff like that. Like, look, there's Alabama stuff. Check it out. There's college football stuff. Check it out. It's your stuff. But I appreciate you guys being here with me when we're live, and I really, really appreciate you guys, of course. All right, next we go to the phone lines. We got Jay out in Pensacola. Let's see where he's on the road. Okay, so he called a couple days ago, and he said that he was in Richmond, right? So, okay, how far could Jay drive? Is he in the south? A little bit more south? I'm going to say Jay's going back west. I'm going to say somewhere in Iowa. Let's see. Let's find out. Jay, what's up, man?
You're close, Cal. You're very close, Cal. I'll let you very close. I'm in Wisconsin.
I knew it'd be somewhere in the Midwest, man. Yeah. Oh man, Wisconsin. Oh, okay. All right, man. I knew it. So because I knew, I was like, listen, it's crazy, but I know my people. And I was like, I don't think Jay would be driving from Richmond to Florida. That just doesn't make sense. I think he's going to be going back west. So I figured based on Richmond, you would be somewhere in the Midwest. So, all right. So Wisconsin, yes. And so you're in Badger country. So welcome to the show, man. I appreciate you being here. Well, that's a hell of a guest. Before you start, so I promise you, true story. My son got home from school yesterday, and I love geography. That's one of my favorite things. And he sits down with me, and he's like, Dad, can we play a game, an app? I think you'll really like it. And it's called geolocation. So it gives you like a Google map, and you just have to figure out in 2 minutes where you are anywhere in the world. So we played it, and I promise you, I remember looking at this specific tent, and I watched this documentary on people, how they were living in these tents in Mongolia. So we were able to find out it was Mongolia, but the app is cool. It's called Geotech. So anyways, I'm a nerd on geography. I love maps and flags and all that sort of stuff. So Jay, welcome to the program out in Wisconsin. Come with it, bro.
That's cool. I'm a sucker for math. I love math, but I'm good at poetry. I write poetry, so I love math, but I write poetry. So I love it. If I like I said, I gotta go back and watch the film because what you said earlier about Ryan Grubb, I do feel like if he call the right plays. That we can go far this year. If he messes up, we're going to be in trouble. Well, his job is going to be in jeopardy, first of all. But I'll have to go back and watch the first season of them in the Washington. Like, I have so many questions. I wonder, how did he call plays in Washington the first year versus second year? Apparently, the second year they went to the national championship, so he had to call right plays in. So I'm very optimistic when it comes to him. I feel like he get it together. I feel like he has a quarterback that he actually wants there, in both either Keelan or Austin May. So I'm hoping he can get it together. They trick play, like I said, all the trick plays he does are not bad. I know you don't like them in general. All of them aren't bad. But I know you don't like them in general. I know that. I do not know much about you, Cal. But I don't know. Some of them are good, yes, but all of them are not necessary. Like, as far as something goal line situation, you need to give it to the running back and run it straight in, or give it to Keelan Ross and he's a playmaker. Give it to Keelan Ross. But his play calling is going to be, I feel like everything that's good. I feel like before we get to Georgia, our offensive line will be tested. By who? I don't know. But I know it will be the first 2 games. Who knows about Florida State? But I feel like our offensive line will be tested. I feel like we're going to grow in the same as Georgia did. Georgia running game grew towards the end. I feel like I would rather struggle at the beginning and then get better towards the end than start strong and get weak, in my opinion. So I feel like by Georgia, we will figure out way for then who our quarterback will be, and our offensive line will get better with reps. And I agree with you, Kyle, on one thing too. I'm not giving up RCW. I'm not giving up on him.
Yeah.
I feel like he's gonna be what he was in 2024 this year. He's gonna do what he did the freshman year this year. He's gonna be the talk of the college football, the transformation that he's going through. He's getting they're gonna say RCW is back. She's back to his normal self.
I think that, I mean, I'm glad to hear that because I've never sold on Ryan Coleman Williams either, right? He's got the name change, he's got the jersey number change, all sorts of things, man. But he's a playmaker, straight up. And I think it's just a matter of time. He's already doing it right now. It's just the thing is, people drops aren't easy to forget for fans. It's like it's and I get it. It's like that and missed field goals. You'll remember that. The people will remember his drops for the rest of his life. And it's a cold world, but man, don't drop passes, right? Like it's just that's it. And missed field goals. Those two things, fumbles, kind of the same thing. You fumble one time, you can't carry the football. That's just the world that we live in, right? I mean, look what happened to Ty Simpson. He threw 5 interceptions last year. Over here was 5 times 7. It was 35 for all our mathematicians. And we have a lot of people who love math inside the comment box. I didn't know this. It's good to see you. All right, Jay, I appreciate you, man. Be safe on the road through Wisconsin. Don't change teams on us ever. Wisconsin Badgers always the Badgers always mid, less than mid. And I like their coach. Luke Fickell's a good coach. Just always mid. 100%. All right, close it out. How's you usually do, Jay? Take it easy, man.
I love you, Cal. I love you undefeated. Guys are great. I got one thing. Luke chapter 18, verse 1. Always pray and never give up.
Ooh, love it. Love it. Thank you, Jay. I appreciate it, man. Thanks for bringing the spiritual component as always, man. Be safe on the road, bro. Love you, man. Take it easy. All right.
Guys are great.
Yep, guys the greatest. And we go to Cody wants to double dip. So man, when people are feeling it, you just gotta let them. So let's. This is an encore for Cody from Crestview. Cody, man, welcome back to the show, dude. Good to hear you, man.
Yes, you too, Kyle. I mean, I love being on the show. I love being with the undefeated group. I mean, like, Army in the comment section said he didn't want Botrix because he's got good hands, but terrible speed for punt returner. Army, if you ever listen to this, brother, just go get yourself, I don't know, an Elon Musk robot that's $500,000 if you can save up your money for that, and then that would be good for a punt return. Or just ask Big Al. Just copy and paste it. But oh my gosh, I just can't, like, for football. I mean, I like DeBoer, okay? Don't get me wrong. I like DeBoer. DeBoer is like, if I have to at least, talk conversational-wise to a coach, he'd be one of them. It's just that I think right now we have more to prove because right now in college football, the talking that we have right now for football is Alabama and their quarterbacks, whoever it's going to be. It's right now Keelan Russell because he's got the that spring event with the A-Day, and then people are talking about Miami's quarterback in Drew Mensa, and then there's a lot of other people talking about other people's quarterbacks. But right now, Ty Simpson in the draft, they're talking more about Ty Simpson than Mendoza, because Mendoza didn't do nothing in the pro day. He didn't do nothing like that. He said, "I'm still good. I don't need to do this stuff." Well, how you number one then if you don't want to show your talent off? So I just think that Ty Simpson's in a better position than he is everywhere else. Doesn't matter where he goes to. If he goes to the Rams, he's good. If he goes to the Cardinals, he's good. I want him to go to the Rams. And you want another Sean McVay, but yeah.
Hey, Cody, let me ask you this, Cody, before you go. Who starts for Alabama against East Carolina at quarterback? Who takes literally the first snap?
Ooh, that's tough. I don't know the mindset of DeBoer. If I'm going to I want Keelan. I want Keelan. But second-hand minded, I know what Grubb is going to do. And Grubb is going to pick Mac. And I can think of Austin Mack take the first shot. I want Keelan to do that because he's more comfortable in the pocket. Austin Mack, he's more of a, like, if you want pressure, and he'll just sling it on his, like a side throw, right to somebody. He's more of that part. I still think, in my honest opinion, it should be Keelan Russell taking that first snap.
Keelan Russell. Yeah, right and Jacory agrees with you inside the comment box. And I think that, look, I've said it's Keelan, but I just feel that it's going to be Austin Mack based on the experience, based on the loyalty. But you know what, Cody, before I go, you said something. You don't understand DeBoer's mindset. Me neither, because things I think about DeBoer, I'm like, oh, he's going to do this. He does something completely that I even think about. Or it's like he's just he has a different way of thinking. That's fine. I mean, we don't all think the same, but it's just there's been so many times I go back. I'm like, oh, okay, that's interesting why he did that. But anyways, man, thanks for calling again, Cody.
That's what's good about football. I like a coach who you can't pick the mind of. You don't know the next move.
Yeah.
If like Nick Saban, you couldn't tell his next move. The same goes with DeBoer.
Saban, the only thing with Saban that you had was Saban was just going to go overdrive on you. You know what I'm saying? You knew that Saban, it was just no mercy.
Yeah, I know. But if you are a football fanatic or a football fan and you're out there watching football, if you got a good coach won't know that he masked what his next move is going to be. I don't know much of DeBoer to give you what he thinks, even though he won't tell you how he thinks. And that's the thing with Grubb. Grubb will tell you what he thinks because his mindset is wildcat formation.
Mm-hmm.
So in other case, all the other coaches, you can pick their brain and they'll know exactly, okay, this is what they're going to do. DeBoer is not that type of person. DeBoer is more of like, I'm not going to tell anybody what my next move is. I'm going to keep it to when it happens, and then when it's going to be shown on the field. Because right now, Alabama, we really now in today's league, we're on the mindset of, okay, we got more to prove. Keelan Russell said when he got recruited, he said, we're going to win a title if I'm quarterback next year. He said that on 247 Sports on his recruitment. So in other cases, if that's the case and he's going to become quarterback, he wants to win a title. So, that's all I could put out there. So thoughts on that, Kyle?
Love it, bro. Thanks for calling in, Cody. I appreciate the double dip, man. Take it easy,
no
Cody.
Problem,
Have a good rest of your day. Cody, two times. You guys got the Goodfellas reference? I know our next caller will. I don't even have to introduce you. It's Waste Management, right? He's in Waste Management out in the Northeast. Cody, two times, right? He's like fixing his tie. Yo, okay, before I go to Chris, there's talk that Morgan Wallen, right? Because he could bring out Saban. That's like what people are like talking about as like a special guest. And I was thinking about it. I was like, if he does, number one, the stadium will erupt. Like that's the perfect time, right? There would be nothing better than like bringing Saban back. It's on his field. You have him out there. But I was wondering, as I started to go down that like rabbit hole, I was like, well, what would Saban wear? You know what I'm saying? Because I've never seen Saban in cowboy boots. Does he have cowboy boots? Does he have a cowboy hat? Right? Does he have like a flannel shirt? What would Saban wear? I can only right now envision this. Morgan Wallen, right? Bringing him out. We got our special guest. And here comes Saban. And Saban is just in a blazer and his little loafers. Right? I don't know. What, does he have boots? Okay, Chris from New Jersey. Chris, what's up, man? You think Coach Saban has cowboy boots?
First of all, Cody's got to get the call. 2 times.
2 times, man. Yeah, the Goodfellas
Right.
reference.
On a very serious note, man, I'm real worried about Jay. I love Jay, and Jay, be careful out there. We knocked their quarterback out for the season 2 years ago, man. I gassed up and get out of there, Jay. We need you, man. All right, so I wanted to call and make sure. If Jay, anything happens to you, let us know. We don't leave any man behind. We'll come and get you out of there. So I just want to let Cody. I love Cody too, but Keelan Russell is the starter, and I got to throw. I'll even throw this out there, Kyle.
Okay.
On a happy Friday, and then and then we can all have our wonderful weekend. Austin Mack might not even be the backup on the first day of the season. Everybody listen to me. He might not even be. The other ones are hot on his heels, my friend. So he could get passed up for backup from one of the others. And Keelan is. Oh, and I have a little bit of a dream here, and then I'll go. Wouldn't you love to see Keelan and Hollywood together in New York, both being potential Heisman winners, just like Mack and Schmitty. Remember Schmitty had the nicest jacket ever.
No one's ever gonna beat that. It was a pure velvet. Remember it? That thing fit velvet, it felt like a glove. The only person that wanted to live in velvet was Costanza. But man, that was the best. Smitty had the best drip ever.
Oh yeah. I said to my wife, "You think I could pull that off?" She was like, "No."
Yeah, no. I mean, some people can't. I mean, you got to stay within your limits. You know what I'm saying? Like some people are meant to do that. We're not. No, not all people build like Smitty.
All right, brother. All right, listen. Happy Friday, TGIF to you and to the undefeated. Everybody have a glorious weekend, and we'll talk next week, brother. Be good.
All right,
Roll
man.
Tide.
Take it easy. All right. Chris from New Jersey with the call. Yeah, thank you so much to everybody that joined in today's show. I appreciate you guys joining and taking care of me inside the comment box of the Super Chats. I mean, my goodness, you guys are definitely so generous today, and I appreciate it. You guys make the operation go round. I mean, it's in this space. I'm doing the same thing, but clearly it's the traffic isn't the same as the football season. So thank you very much for taking care of me. I really, really appreciate it on this Feel Good Friday. It was fun, right? I mean, the community is great, and it's funny when we get together. We have all these little inside jokes that we have within the community. It's great. Like, where else could we have a Cody? Where else could we have a Patriot Life, right? Ephraim. I mean, everybody has their own little personality. A Jarvis, Amanda Jane, Michael Hill. We all have our lineup, and it's great to have. So I love you guys. Thank you so much for joining the show. We got another super chat. I dislike that you feel or were made to disassociate from the official. Oh, okay. Yeah, you know what? This was first of all, I appreciate the super chat, and the transparency on this was it was about trademark infringement. So like no logos, nothing that like is Alabama, so it doesn't look like this is like the Alabama official channel. So trademark infringement is something, and that it's enforceable only when you want it to be, right? So like there's other channels I understand that have stuff. Well, those channels haven't faced things that I have faced, and that's just, I've just had to accept that, and that's okay. And I don't have any ill will with anybody out there, whether that's Alabama or other content creators. I just figured out the best way to go about this is just to stay in my lane and just to work on myself, and can't think about all the other elements. You just can't. So I'm grateful for the opportunities that I have, and I would love to be back and be able to go to the games and be able to interview Coach Kalen DeBoer and talk to Courtney Morgan. And I've reached out, and if those people ever want to meet me like on a person-to-person level, I would love it. But I think sometimes a lot of people have a misconception about who I am based off things that, people think. But man to man, you guys want to ever just sit down like man to man, and if you've ever met me face to face, this is who I am. You know what I'm saying? And I stand on that. So, and these are the opportunities that I have. So I just do the best that I can do here, and that's where we're at, right? But I appreciate you guys, and thank you for being in my corner, and thank you for always joining me on the program. And I appreciate you guys being here. And I think other people that might, have more access or whatever. Yeah, I have. I have applied for credentials before, and I've been turned down the last 2 years, even though I went to the games 9 years in a row. But this is I can only do what I can do. But it's not a big deal. It's actually made things better because I'm able to be. It forced me to become way more creative, right? I wasn't just saying the same things that everybody else is saying, right? I had to basically just transform. And I didn't go to University of Alabama. I moved here as an entrepreneur, right? I support myself. I support my 2 kids, and that's where we're at. So, and it's fine. And like I said, I don't have ill will with anybody. I don't. I really don't. I just go against myself. Am I better than yesterday? Can I have the same consistency that I had yesterday? What can I do to be better? What can I do to be more interactive? What can I do for my fans that are watching the show? How can I elevate the experience for them? Can I be true to myself? Can I give the same type of performance day in, day out, right? I mean, those are all things that I can control, but other elements, you can't control that. And that's something that I think I've had to, it's been a really good life lesson in terms of learning that some doors are just shut. And when those doors are shut, there's no need to jiggle the door anymore. When a relationship is closed, as a grown-up, you understand that a relationship is closed. And you move on from that and you accept it, and you just, other doors open, right? So, like I said, in a big thing too, is your guys' message to me about spirituality and where we're at is like, I feel sometimes if I try to do my own thing, then it's not God's plan. And that's when it fails. But when I just ride the coast of life, my life is way better. So I'm always trying to tighten up in that experience for sure. So, but I appreciate you guys, and thank you so much. And I'll always be transparent with you guys about, those type of things. But that's where I'm at. I'm on God's plan. This isn't my plan. This is God's plan. And wherever, I go, then that's where I'm at. I'm a grown man, and that's it. So, and I'm happy. I'm happy where I'm at. And I like what I do, and I appreciate you guys. So, and if you go through adversity later on, or things like get switched up, or it might not even be adversity, just roll with it, man. Like, life doesn't have to be so serious, right? Like, you can be really good at what you do, but like, there's other things that I'm way better. If you think I'm good here, I'm a way better father. I'm a way better father. I'm here for my daughter and my son every single day. And that's what I stand on the most. So if you like me here, I'm a way better father. I'm a really good friend, and I'm always trying to work on myself. I'm not perfect, but always trying to get better. I love you guys. I appreciate you guys. Feel good Friday. Enjoy your life, and I'll see you as major news happens back on the stream right here on Bama Football on YouTube. Love you guys, and see you next